Okay, we've all heard that Intel is getting out of the NUC business and ASUS is taking over. But did you know that there are lots of NUC competitors out there? This is a Beelink, and I'm going to show you guys a little bit more about it. If you've seen my short videos, you saw that I bought one as a backup. It has an AMD riser in it, and I can tell you that it is an awesome little new device. I needed a new one to replace one of my ailing gigabit bricks. So we're going to take a look at this and we'll go from there. But okay, so this, let's spin it around real quick, is their 12th Gen Pro, and it's their mini PC series. And part of the reason I got this was the price. This is going for about $170 on Amazon. And if you look at the specs, it has an Intel Alder Lake N100 processor, 16 gigs of memory, storage is 500 gigs, Wi-Fi 6, and 1 gig Ethernet. And the power, and this is the thing that I really love, this thing only uses 12 volts. Okay, so I'm going to open it up now and we'll take a look inside. Alright. The user on Discord is the one that pointed the Beelinks out to me, because we were talking about, should we get, like, you know, refurbished Dells off of eBay or Facebook Market, and he pointed out why, when you could buy a brand new PC for the same cost. Okay, so we got a nice little manual. Some nice little packing. And there's our unit. 2 USB, 1 gig port, 2 HDMI ports, power, our coolant fan. We got our screws so that we can take it apart if need be. Nice little exhaust. I can tell you, compared to my gigabyte brick, this is almost empty, or feels empty. I mean, it's very light. This is the accessories that come with it. Nice little power adapter, a small HDMI cable, a large HDMI cable, and a plate. And we got mounting screws that we can mount this. So this would fit on the back of your monitor or TV if you have the holes where you can use it. This is going to go on my desk, and I'm going to be running on it openSUSE. Okay, I needed a new desktop to run it on. Okay, this comes with Windows 11. Okay, and for now I'm going to go ahead and keep the drives. One of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to put in here an additional SATA drive. I should be able to. If not, I'll put in an NVMe. So for right now, we're going to stop this and we'll boot her up. Alright, so I took the screws out. Okay, these nice little rubber tabs that they have are great for pulling it apart. The only thing I would recommend is when you pull it, go slow, because this right here, I almost yanked it out, and I didn't want to break it. So, just real quick, just so you can look at it. There's our NVMe with a little heat shield. There's our memory, okay? And it's a nice little board. So what we're going to do, we're going to use this inland drive that I got from Micro Center a while back. It was on sale for, I want to say, 24 bucks. If you check out Micro Center, they really got some great sales. And this is really a nice drive. So alright. So I'm going to take this, and it should just slide right down there. And I might need to flip it. Hold on. Okay, it is not wanting to connect. Okay, let's do this real quick. I'll take off this heat shield. There's two screws that hold it. Put that there. Trying to be safe of the ribbon. I probably could pull it up, but if I don't yank on it, I won't pull it apart. So now, there we go. And so I was almost connecting it right. There we go. And let's see. I'm going to steal one of the screws out of here to lock it in place. I don't need a lot, so again, if you need a tool set, iFix, great tool set. Obviously this is too big, or I'm not lining it up right. Not lining it up right. I think I got it in there for sure this time. I would overwrite the Windows operating system, but I'm probably going to use that for doing some retro gaming with. So I'm going to put our heat shield back on. And it looks like I should put this heat shield on first, not a biggie. Okay. And the only reason I'm putting one in there is this heat shield, and it's in there pretty tight, so we should be good. Get our little small screws back on. Magnetic screwdrivers are a godsend. that back like that. Okay, I'm going to save you guys from me putting the screws in. Next, we're going to go over to my PC. I'm going to show you guys what I'm downloading, and then we'll install it, okay? Okay, guys, so I'm on the openSUSE.org website, and as you can see, you can select either from Tumbleweed, Leap, or their micro OS. We're going to go ahead and select Tumbleweed. So click on the Install Tumbleweed, Download. And the reason we're selecting this one is so that we're up to date. If you need stable, select Leap. Leap is the closest thing you'll get to SUSE Enterprise Linux. It's stable. It is very much like an enterprise OS. I used to use it all the time, but I use Tumbleweed because I want to stay ahead of the curve and I like testing. So on this Beelink that I have, we're going to go ahead and we're going to click the offline image, AMD 64-bit, okay? Well, actually Intel or AMD 64-bit. If you have an older device, they still support 32-bit images and you can download there. So we'll hit download. And I already did that to save some time. And when it's done, I'm going to upload a 16 gig flash drive that I got from Micro Center. Only paid a couple bucks for it. Well, that's not true, about $3. And I'm going to use Etcher to burn it. I have had real good results with that. And once that is done burning, we're going to boot into the OS. Okay, so we put in our flash drive, we've pressed F7, and now we are going to do our install. Okay. It'll take a second for it to load up all the drivers. And I'm only going to go as far as when it does the install so that I can save you guys some time. But basically, it should see the 512 SSD that I put in there. Not as fast as an NVMe, but hey, just as good, okay? And real quick, just to show you guys what it's doing right now, it's doing a hardware detection. If you hit escape, you can see that it's going through and it's loading up everything it needs for the kernel. It's interesting that number 5 is optional and missing, so we should be fine. Here in a minute, the graphical interface will come up. All right. You can read the end user agreement if you want to, but it's just basically like most of them. Go ahead and hit next. And right now it only sees my gigabit controller. It doesn't see the wireless. That's fine. I'm going to hit next. And because it doesn't see my wireless, I won't be able to install from the internet, which is fine. Okay, I'm going to use Xface on this. Okay, hit next. And right now it only sees the NVMe. Let's see if I can detect the partition, I may need to do a reboot. Okay, so we're gonna go into here, and let's see. It does see it. So right now, that's our NVMe. We don't want to touch it, so we're going to use this. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a boot partition. Okay. And I'm not a big fan of ButterFS, so I'm going to use ext4 for right now. ButterFS, in my opinion, is if you got like big volume and you want to keep expanding it. Thus the name ButterFS. Okay, I'm going to add a swap real quick. I'm going to use my old rule of thumb. You really don't need it nowadays, but I still like to do double the memory. This has 16 gigs, so I'm going to do a 32 swap. Okay. And next I'll do the root system. Okay. Again, we'll use ext4. Hold on. I'm going to use a custom size real quick. I'm going to do 150 gigs. I'm just going to do one giant root partition, and the rest of it's going to be for my home directory. Because again, this is for me to be able to use a Linux desktop. Again, we'll change that. Okay. And we're going to add a partition. Yeah, we'll use that leftover space. Okay, this will be data. There's home. And we'll keep it all ext4. And there we go. Okay. I should be good because it should write to that partition. Okay. So we'll go ahead and hit accept. Let's go ahead and hit no. Let's add a partition. How much is, how big? It's 100 megs. Okay. So edit. Don't format. Yeah, we'll use that. There we go. That should be good. Accept. Okay. Next. Okay, we are on the East Coast. And add our user. Type our secret password. And we'll make this guy an administrator so that way I can just sudo, because it'll automatically add it to the group wheel. And for those of you that are new to Linux, wheel is a special group that has admin privileges. So when you're doing like super user, which is what SU, okay, the sudo command, it's already added there and has permission to run those. We'll hit next, and it helps if we type correctly. Just real quick. And I should use a longer password, but that's fine. And it's being problematic. So let's try it one more time. Helps if you bite your tongue a certain way. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and let it kick off at the install. I'm going to stop the video and we're going to wait until it's finished installing, okay? So we'll hit install, because this next part could take up to 10 to 15 minutes. It's kind of boring, so we will come back in a minute. Okay, so it's done installing. It's now going to do a reboot. I'll tell it to go ahead and hit OK. And here in a second, we should see the Beelink logo. And again, one of the reasons I got this was I needed a Nook. I needed something that was nice, and it did not install the bootloader. So let's try something real quick. I'm going to pull out my USB stick. I'm going to go ahead and hit restart. Start anyway. Here it is. All right. Now what I can do is I can go into the BIOS and set that as the default OS, but for right now I don't mind pressing F7 to boot into it. Nice, fast little unit. Look at that. It says that there's Wi-Fi available. Find my nice little network. We'll put my password up there for it. And let's connect. And again, guys, I just wanted to show you how easy it was to install a hard drive. This is my second Beelink. I really like those. I tried to get Geekcom, which does a lot of advertising on Facebook, to send me a unit to, test and all that, but they didn't seem to want to send me a unit. I have some older gigabit bricks that have dual cores in them, and I needed something with a little bit more speed, so that's why I looked at this. Also, the memory on those is limited to 8 gig, and for some reason we're having issues with that network, so let me connect to my backup network. I have a 5 gig and 2 gig, and all I really want to do is get it on the network so I can do some updates. I'm going to move it to its new home where it'll have wireless. But if you're looking again for a Nook, okay, doesn't use a lot of power, that you can install additional storage, and is great for the price. I do recommend these Beelinks. Like I said, I have an AMD that works out pretty well, and I really enjoy it. So, not sure why I'm having issues with the password, but I'm going to go ahead and not worry about it right now. Okay, we'll just um, hit cancel. Okay, and we'll end this video. But again, guys, I got a nice little unit now that I can run my openSUSE on. Very inexpensive. Again, I only paid $170, and I'll keep the Windows 11 because I got kids. They like to play Minecraft, so we'll see how it does with Minecraft and do some emulation on that. All right, this is Terrorpup. This is kind of a short video this week, but I just wanted to show you guys these incredible nukes. Like I said, I know the big news last week was Intel was getting out of the NUC business. You don't have to really worry about that. There are enough companies around. There's another company out there that, if I'm saying it right, Kamaru, Kamrui. They do NUCs. Geekcom, like I said, that's another one that does it. But so far, if I had to tell you which ones I would recommend, Beelink would be number one. Gigabit, just because I've had them for a lot longer, but I don't think Gigabit does NUCs. I mean, they've awesome motherboards, but ASUS supposedly has bought the business, so we'll see how they do with it. So again, this is Terrorpup. Hope you guys have a good one, and until the next video, please subscribe, leave a comment. I'm answering all my comments when I can, and I'll get back with you. Thank you.